Okay, welcome to the second video. This is going to be how to get your project into your Git repository. And to do that, we're going to first need a repository. So go ahead and go to GitHub. You should have an account created. Log in. If you don't have an account created, please create one because you'll need it. Once you're in your GitHub, get to your home page by clicking the icon. You'll be able to add a new repository by this giant green button here. Go ahead and click that. Again, only one of you will need to create a repository between you and your teammate. Work out whoever's going to be doing that. I'm going to call this example, maybe zombie, the zombie example repository. That's all you really need to do. Make sure it's public. Go ahead and create this repository, and you'll get the URL. This is going to come in handy. So we'll come back to this as soon as I create the repository locally. So back in your NetBeans IDE, right-click your project, versioning, initialize Git repository. Go ahead and just let this be the default. It's not going to bother anyone, so that'll be fine. And then you can see there's icons that have been added to everything, and things have gone green, and that's going to be useful for telling you what classes are outdated, which ones you haven't committed, which ones you need to pull. So we'll go ahead and make sure that everything is committed to our local, and just leave everything, again, checked. That's going to be totally fine, and it committed. There's no exception, so it committed correctly, and you can see the classes now went blue or back to black, meaning they're up to date in your local repository. Git has two repositories. One's your local, which you can commit to a bunch, and then when you're ready to push, you push it all to the repository that's shared. And so let's make sure we do that, and I can show you again. I've committed, but there's nothing in this repository yet except for there's not even a README. It's telling me I should create a README. So let's go ahead and go back to Git, and then under Remote, we're going to do the push option. And it's going to ask me for either a configured repository location or a Git repository location. You're going to want the Git repository location option. Leave everything its default. The only thing you're going to need to set is a repository URL, and that's where this comes in handy. So go ahead and copy this, paste it in here, add your credentials, save your password. That will make your life a lot easier. Click Next, and it's going to connect. Select the master branch, Next, and Finish. And you can see it's pushing, and yes, you're going to want to sync those, so that's fine. And now, when we come back here, you can see after I refresh that all of my code has been pushed. And I will show you in another video for your other teammate or your partner how to pull this down and how you can coordinate your efforts.